person who made up Kwanzaa. And a lot of people are like, it's made up. Why are we celebrating something that's made up? Yeah. Now, a good amount of you have worn green and pinched somebody and worried about a leprechaun in March. Somebody made up St. Patrick's Day. You tend to have your red and your hearts and your cards and your candy because somebody made up Valentine's Day. But what's authentic and really unique and interesting about this is that an African American person made up something that was intentional for our good and our greatness and our joy. And that is Kwanzaa. And when you think about the people who came out into freedom, lived under certain conditions in this country, we've only had so many years to create something that's original and our own, such as jazz. We made that up. Such as the blues. We made that up. So Kwanzaa is something else that we made up. And the 7-day celebration happens to coincide with an astronomical occurrence. And that is, the winter solstice happens at this time. So lots of cultures around the world choose to celebrate, come together with family at this time of the year. So that's why you might have your Christmas at this time of year. Astronomically, the sun is being reborn. The shortest day of the year was December 21st. Okay, so that's your winter solstice. So the heavens are moving to say, stand still, pay attention, honor and work with each other, love and work with each other, give cause and attention to one another at this time so that we can go forward together on a positive path. And that's what Kwanzaa gives us the opportunity to do. So the 7 principles, I wanted to just share this with you too in the vein of our celebration as a family. In 1997, let me just say first that Dr. Malena Karenga wrote this book. Again, it's a man, he's a person, he has flaws. He wrote a book. He based his principles on African spiritual, different African cultural influences. And so the word Kwanzaa actually is a celebration of what we would say first fruits, okay? And then the 7 principles, I am going to read them quickly to you. I should know them, but I don't want to mess it up, so I'm going to read it. I know that the first one is umoja, and it's important that that's the first one because umoja is unity. So it says from the beginning that we've got to come together. We've got to be united. The second principle is kujichagulia, self-determination. What's important about these principles, you'll hear them as individual words. Self sounds like it's about me. But again, if we started off united, we're still talking about us, the collective. We have to determine for our collective selves who and what we want to be. Self-determination. The third one is Ujima. Welcome. Ujima, collective work and responsibility. We all have something to do, offer, contribute. The next one is Ujama, cooperative economics. A lot of times we talk about this as supporting Black-owned business, but it might also be giving each other loans, working with each other instead of having to go to a bank, microloans, investing in one another's efforts, right? Other things that are cooperative and economic point. Today's NIA, purpose. What I really like about NIA, and I'll spend just another moment there, is that, again, it has this individual character to it. A lot of people, especially these millennials, or you talk to a lot of millennials and younger people, were searching for purpose. The older generations, I think, to some degree, you kind of knew. You got to go to work. You got to go to school. Somebody told you what to do. This newfound freedom that as a people we're experiencing, we came out, we came out of slavery, technically, then we came through the civil rights, and now we do have a little more freedom. A little more. I make jokes, I jest. So this notion that individually we can find for ourselves what we want to do, what I want to do, that's good. That allows for accomplishment on the individual level, but what's really neat about the notion of Kwanzaa, it invites us to think about our purpose in the context of the collective. What am I doing that makes my world better, makes my family better, my community better? And not just today, but after I'm gone, what seed did I plant that can grow after me so that we know that the community is continuing in that struggle? All right, or continue not to have to struggle in that victory is what I want to say. Purpose, the other 2 principles are kuma, creativity, which I personally really enjoy creativity. So I did make my earrings, for example. I'm a maker. I am. So I made my earrings. I designed these characters to celebrate our natural hair. Afrotages. Imani is the 7th principle, and that's the last day of Kwanzaa, and that one is faith. And for people of family, let's say, I know this is one that we can just naturally understand and feel and relate to and feel in your being and know in your being that faith has brought us thus far. And faith will carry us forward. So I love that that's the 7th and final celebration of kicking us into the new year and a culmination of celebration for Kwanzaa. The things that I have for show and tell, this book was signed to Bonnie in struggle, Dr. Malenga Karenga. And Dr. Malana signed this book on October 22nd, 1997. October 22nd, 1997 was the first date of issue of the Kwanzaa stamp, where the Postal Service did recognize the holiday, the effort of Dr. Karenga. And so this is actually a I'm gonna call it priceless sheet of a first issue set of sheet of stamps that have already been postmarked, and they say on their first issue. And that was October 22nd, 1997, and we just have a copy of that too, just show and tell and share. So that's all the speaking I'm going to do at this time. Thank you all for your attention.
Since we're on this wave, I have something we're going to talk about a little later. But this is, and I just talk about it now. Tammy is here because Tamara was ordained on Sunday. And Tamara entered into the realm of this family of ordinations. This is a senior, 34 years of active ministry, retired. But in the footsteps of prints, family footprints we have here, we have Dr. Shatanja Hammond, who is apostolic by faith practice. We have Pastor Maurice Banks, who is Pentecostal by faith practice. And we have also my beloved Bonnie's daughter, Sheros Thomas, who is Metaphysical by faith practice. And the book that's been with me for so many years, that this is the second copy that I have I'm wearing out. And it's called Marianne Williamson's A Return to Love. I brought it for you because if your faith is big enough for you to be the very best person you can be, you can embrace all of us in this family. Baptist ordination just Sunday, and I just can't get enough of it, right? And so Tamara brings a gift that's different from all of the other ministers in the family. We ought to be bigger than our best little selves. If it's a faith that will enable you to be your best person, your best God person, go with it. And I suggest to you, this family is so rich. I honor it. And Sheros, you got to sign this book. And I plan to wear it out, okay? And I shared this here now because the other part, I may as well say my part. Sheros is a collector. And she has collected a number of years, and for the last 2.5 years, I have saved my pennies so that I could present at the appropriate time this gift that's dear to her and that she wants to be a part of this celebration of Kwanzaa, though she knew nothing about it.
A jade tree.
It is a jade tree.
Wow, thank you.
That connects us, and it is the joy of it that I had to pay for is that the jade tree has a crystal root system, foundation.
Wow. That's amazing. Oh, wow, thank you. I'll just say, I was ordained in the metaphysical ministry, and one of the contributing points of metaphysics is not to detract from things that you may already celebrate that honors God. Mm-hmm. One of the contributing points is that there are all these amazing natural things in the universe that celebrate God with or without us. And crystal is one of those things. It is an amazing phenomenon of nature that you study the crystals to better understand what God is doing in your life, and then the crystals allow for that. And I'm just really touched, and this is beautiful. Thank you.
And then I'll be through talking for a little bit. We have been in this family. Sheros can tell that how long we have celebrated Kwanzaa in California as a family. And it was so important to our family. The unknown happened one year. And Lamar E. Carter, my only big brother, showed up in California to celebrate Kwanzaa. Donald comes from Chicago, Sean from Maryland. When it's Kwanzaa, everybody needs to meet as family. And I said this year, I wanted to bring it that we might unite with Kwanzaa and put on task to tell everybody about this family gathering. And Sheros has done such a fine job. And I just thank you so much, because I didn't know no way to do nothing. Thank you, because the reservation was done by you, Juanita Banks. I thank you. Which brings me to the next one, y'all help me. We started a few years ago what is known as the 30-year club in this family. And that is to honor all people who have been on their job for 30 years. And we bring that to being this year. The newest initiate in this 30-year club this year, we're going to name them. Y'all got to help me, I'm old now. But the newest initiate is Bonnie Jeter, who has to go. Bonnie Jeter was honored this year 30 years with the Urban
Los
League.
Angeles.
But Bonnie has been working for the Urban League 39 years. So welcome into the 30-year club. In this club also we have, and watch my mind mess me up.
Oh, ask me
Help, what the lady used to say, help. 34 years. Donald Carter in medicine, 33 years. This was 2 years ago. Albert, Juanita, 30 years. FedEx, 30 plus now, the rest of the year. Yeah. But the queen bee of it all is Linda Robinson, who was on her job for 40 what? 8. Oh,
One guy.
48.
Wow.
And you know what? I have to say this so often, and that is,